Silence. In an increasingly fast-paced world, this word has become a distant concept for many. But have you ever wondered how silence can be a pathway to connecting with your inner self? In this video, we will explore the importance of silence within Buddhist practice and discover how it is seen as an essential bridge to self-awareness and true peace. After all, amid so many external voices, how can we listen to what truly resides within us? The practice of silence in Buddhism shows us that by calming the whirlwind of thoughts and emotions, we can connect with our deepest selves and find answers that are often hidden beneath layers of mental noise. Stay with us until the end to learn how silence can be the key you need for a more fulfilling and connected life. To understand how silence can help us achieve self-awareness, we must first look at how Buddhism interprets this practice. In Buddhism, silence goes beyond the absence of noise. It represents a pause for the mind and a space for true inner listening. This tradition believes that by silencing the mind, we can access a deeper layer of ourselves, where thoughts and feelings are observed more clearly and serenely. Silence is seen as a practice of detachment, an opportunity to distance ourselves from the distractions of the external world and redirect our attention inward. Many Buddhist monks, for example, utilize silence during meditation retreats, dedicating themselves to deep and prolonged quietude. This silence serves not only to avoid speech but also to quiet internal unrest, bringing greater clarity and peace to the spirit. Moreover, in Buddhism, silence is also a way to hear what the world around us has to teach. By practicing stillness, we begin to notice subtle details and gain new sensitivity to what truly matters. This internal space allows our minds and hearts to open to the present experience, free from judgments or impulsive reactions. Therefore, silence is not a void, it is an invitation to a more authentic and conscious experience. As we connect with this stillness, we find a clarity that is difficult to achieve amid the chaos and agitation of everyday life. This state of silent presence prepares us for a deeper and transformative journey on the path of spirituality and self-discovery. Embracing silence as a spiritual practice brings about benefits that profoundly transform our lives and our perception of who we are. Firstly, silence helps reduce stress and anxiety, allowing the mind to free itself from the pressures and distractions of daily life. When we silence the noises around us, we create space for our nervous system to calm, which naturally leads us to a state of greater tranquility and emotional balance. In addition to reducing stress, silence is a powerful tool for cultivating inner peace. In moments of silence, we shift our focus from external situations and direct our attention inward. By doing this, we create an environment conducive to observing thoughts and feelings we may have overlooked. This practice allows us to understand and process emotions more deeply, and over time, we begin to feel more at peace with who we are and what we feel. Silence also connects us with a more authentic version of ourselves. In a world where we are constantly influenced by ideas, opinions, and external expectations, silence helps us find our own truth. By stepping away from the noise, we can recognize what truly resonates with our values and aspirations. This process is fundamental to self-awareness, as it allows us to let go of what does not serve us and draw closer to what genuinely matters. Another essential benefit of silence is mental clarity. When we practice silence, our brains start to slow down and become more efficient at filtering thoughts and making conscious decisions. This increase in clarity allows us to see our challenges and goals more objectively, empowering us to act with greater wisdom and purpose. Finally, silence teaches us to appreciate the present moment. Instead of being trapped in the past or anxious about the future, silence invites us to live in the now fully. This is especially valuable on the spiritual journey, as it helps us realize that each moment, when fully experienced, is an opportunity to connect with our essence. These benefits collectively make silence a practice that goes beyond mere quietude. It becomes a foundation for a fuller, more connected life, where inner peace and clarity are cultivated with each passing moment. One of the most significant transformations that silence offers is the ability to connect deeply with our inner selves. Contrary to what many might think, silence is not a passive practice. It requires mindfulness, presence, and a receptive posture to explore what resides within us without judgment. In Buddhism, silence teaches us to listen beyond words, to hear what lies deep within our minds and hearts. When we distance ourselves from external stimuli and remain in silence, we begin to notice layers of thoughts and emotions that often go unnoticed. This enables us to see behavioral patterns, worries, and even insecurities that influence our daily decisions. By facing these aspects calmly, we can acknowledge what prevents us from living fully and what genuinely resonates with our essence. The introspective silence also facilitates contact with our intuitions. Often, when we disconnect from mental noise, ideas and answers emerge that were not clear before. This inner self, silent and observant, is a source of wisdom that guides us toward choices more aligned with our truth and values. In Buddhism, this connection is essential for achieving an awakened mind, one that can see beyond the illusions of everyday life. Another important aspect of silence on the spiritual journey is the practice of acceptance. By quieting the mind, we can observe feelings and thoughts without immediately reacting. This detachment allows us to accept ourselves with greater compassion, without trying to change or judge what we feel. Silence provides a safe space for us to reflect on who we are, free from external pressures or social expectations. Through this practice, we discover that our inner selves do not need to be shaped by external influences. They exist independently, and silence is the channel that allows us to access this authentic version of ourselves. This process strengthens our sense of identity and creates a solid foundation for our spirituality, where we learn to trust our intuition more and seek less external validation. Silence, therefore, becomes a kind of mirror that reflects our truest selves. It teaches us to appreciate the journey of self-discovery and to honor our internal rhythms and processes. When we silence the world around us, we connect with a peace that does not depend on external circumstances, and this is what brings us closer to a more connected and balanced life. Incorporating silence into daily life can seem challenging, but Buddhism offers accessible practices that can help us cultivate this skill. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through silent meditation. This practice involves sitting in a quiet place, closing your eyes, and simply allowing thoughts to come and go without clinging to them. The goal is not to eliminate thoughts but to observe their presence without judgment, allowing silence to become a space for reflection and self-discovery. Another effective technique is mindfulness meditation, which encourages presence in the moment. During the day, choose a moment to focus entirely on your breath. Observe the inhalation and exhalation, and if you notice your mind wandering, gently bring your focus back to the breath. This practice not only calms the mind but also helps us develop greater awareness of the present moment, promoting an inner silence that can be deeply transformative. It is important to find moments of silence in our daily routine. This can be done in the morning, before getting out of bed, or at night before sleeping. Dedicate a few minutes to sit in silence, reflect on the day, and connect with your feelings and thoughts. These small rituals create an opportunity to touch base with the inner self and are an effective way to cultivate peace. If you feel comfortable, consider participating in meditation retreats or silence groups, where the support of a community can enrich your experience. These spaces often provide an atmosphere of tranquility that allows silence to manifest more deeply. Participating in retreats also offers the chance to disconnect from daily distractions, facilitating a more profound connection with oneself. Throughout your journey, you may find it difficult to remain in silence, especially if the mind is restless. This is normal and part of the process. It is crucial to approach these moments with compassion and patience, remembering that silence is a practice that develops over time. When the mind becomes agitated, take a deep breath and gently bring your attention back to the present, allowing yourself to experience silence at your own pace. Another interesting approach is to incorporate silence into everyday activities. For example, when eating, try to have a meal in silence, savoring each bite and paying attention to the flavors, textures, and smells. This practice of mindfulness transforms even the simplest meal into a moment of meditation and appreciation. Finally, do not underestimate the power of a moment of silence in nature. Take time to be outdoors, away from the noise of the city. A walk in a park, a stroll on the beach, or simply sitting under a tree can be extremely revitalizing. These moments allow us to hear the subtle sounds of nature and often connect us to a state of peace that is hard to find in urban environments. These practices show us that silence does not have to be something reserved only for formal meditation. It can be practically and meaningfully incorporated into our daily lives, leading to a greater connection with the inner self and a lasting state of peace. The practices of silence and introspection have the power to transform lives, and numerous stories throughout Buddhist history illustrate this transformation. A notable example is Thich Nhat Hanh, a renowned Buddhist monk and peace advocate. In his life, he emphasized the importance of silence and meditation as tools for healing emotional trauma and promoting inner peace. His simple and accessible approach taught thousands how to find a space of calm amid the chaos. Chapter 6, Stories of Transformation and Inspirational Examples. The practices of silence and introspection have the power to transform lives, and numerous stories throughout Buddhist history illustrate this transformation. A notable example is Thich Nhat Hanh, a renowned Buddhist monk and peace advocate. In his life, he emphasized the importance of silence and meditation as tools for healing emotional trauma and promoting inner peace. His simple and accessible approach taught thousands how to find a space of calm amid the chaos of modern life. Another inspiring story is that of an anonymous practitioner who decided to step away from urban noise and attend a week-long silence retreat. During this time, he faced his fears, insecurities, and the pressure he felt in his professional life. By the end of the retreat, he reported a profound sense of freedom and clarity, realizing that silence had helped him discover what he truly wanted for his future, a career more aligned with his passion for helping others. These accounts demonstrate that when we allow ourselves to silence the external world, we can find answers and healing that often feel out of reach amidst the clamor of daily life. Silence is not just a practice, it is a path to personal and spiritual transformation. These examples are not only inspiring but also encourage us to seek our own space of silence, where we can connect with our inner selves and find the peace we desire. In this video, we explored the profound connection between silence and spirituality within the Buddhist tradition. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, it is a transformative practice that allows us to access our inner selves, promote introspection, and cultivate lasting peace. As we step away from external distractions, we find clarity, acceptance, and a space to hear the wisdom that resides within us. We encourage you to incorporate moments of silence into your daily life, whether through meditation, nature walks, or simple pauses for reflection. Silence is a gateway to self-discovery and true transformation. Experience it and discover how it can be the key to a more fulfilling and connected life. The journey inward is the most rewarding one you can undertake. Embrace each moment and allow silence to reveal your true essence.